Mockingbird usually comes off much smarter and much more competent of a hero than he does. Hawkeye, as one of my friends once said, is kind of a simp. He's dating a double agent unknowingly, and this woman causes him to actually work for supervillains. He's working for Darren Cross, who movie fans would remember as the Yellow Jacket from Ant-Man. Hawkeye's working for that guy's company, Cross Technologies. Now, Mockingbird suspects foul play at this company. She interacts with Hawkeye. Hawkeye pretty much messes up the whole adventure and doesn't understand really what's going on until much, much later than Mockingbird. Finds out his girlfriend isn't who she says she is, ends up obviously brokenhearted over it, and Mockingbird's there to pick up the pieces.
Did you know that Marvel Comics once had a hilarious and irreverent series that parodied superhero characters? Pitched to Stan Lee by Roy Thomas and Gary Friedrich, it was called Not Brand Act, and it ran in the late 1960s. Welcome to Comic Book Storytime.
All right. Well,
it may get bigger, it may get a little bigger, it may not get bigger at all. We'll see what happens. But regardless of what happens, we're totally prepared.
Butts.
What up? What up? What up? It is Tuesday, and it is time for another FOC and chill. I feel like there's a lot going on to talk about, so we might have an opportunity to not talk about the FOC once again this week. Some things that were on my mind, obviously, Heroes Con this past weekend. A lot of the homies were out there. I was dying, wishing that I was there. I was there last year, and it was just it was hard. I mean, it was great to see all the homies together, but it was hard not being there. I know they went to the cigar bar one of the nights, and Southball Brad and I shut that cigar bar down last year. So I was really wanting to go there. I was going to join a biker club, and I just had a lot of plans for this year. But unfortunately, my budget had different plans. So I am down to discuss Heroes Con experience, how it was hanging out with the homies, kind of any inside jokes that went down. I am in for all of that. We also got the recent news with Neil Kirby, Jack Kirby's son, responding to the documentary on Disney Plus about Stan Lee, and kind of picking the scab on the argument of creativity and who gets credit. You have, Stan Lee had a number of rivalries with a number of people, including Steve Ditko, obviously, Jack Kirby, just about him taking credit for every single thing. And I thought the letter was interesting. It was a kind of a viewpoint that you don't see often in the mainstream, at least, because Stan Lee seems to be universally respected and loved and given credit for everything Marvel. So that's another thing that we could talk about. And the last thing that I had that we could talk about is Secret Invasion coming tomorrow. Swaggle Haas had a video that dropped, I think, today, kind of talking about how there's been little to no buzz about this dropping tomorrow. And I've been excited about it. So excited that I've been considering watching this show week to week. I usually don't watch these shows week to week. I usually binge them at the end before the finale, and then I watch the finale with everybody else. Loki was the only one that I did not watch that way because I just really like Loki, and I will. And when Loki season 2 drops in October, I will once again be watching that week to week. That is one that I can't resist. That's one that I want to experience week to week with everybody. But I don't know, for some reason I'm feeling that way about Secret Invasion. Like I need to also get down with Secret Invasion this way. I think it's because I think Secret Invasion kind of gets into the next phase of things that I've been waiting for, this phase of Kang and the scrolls, and I just been kind of impatient wanting to get to that. So I'm real excited to finally get to that. I think I am going to watch it linked week to week anyway. So link is in the chat if anybody wants to jump in and prevent me from talking about the final order cutoff. It has been a number of weeks since we got to that. So it'd be quite a little bit of a change of pace if we did do that. Let's see. Let's get to the chat here. I know first in here was my homie Scotty Vaughn. He got to hang out with my other homie Beckerman in Chattanooga or in Tennessee recently. And I was real jealous about that. My two friends who I met completely separate of each other are now being friends and hanging out without me, which is actually a common theme of my life. I feel like I have a lot of friends who kind of become friends talking shit on me, and then they stop needing me, and then they're just friends, and I'm a guy they know. But that's how the cookie crumbles. Good to see the community spreading that love. Phil, that's my guy. I got a package from Phil. Nice. The crazy thing about Phil, he has his trivia treehouse on Sundays, every other Sunday. So the next episode is not this Sunday, but next Sunday, July 2nd. It will actually be me versus my comic book dad, Lorenzo, over at Indie Comics and Reviews. So look for that. I highly recommend that you guys show up. To number one, make fun of me for not doing a fucking thing about anything. That'll be super fun for you guys. And number two, my guy Phil is not playing around on these prizes, guys. So it's really cool. It's kind of like NPR. You call in, and the celebrities or the celebrities, they play for the audience. So an audience member does a hashtag contest, and he picks two audience members who actually win the prizes based off how the contestants do. So that's super cool. Really looking forward to that. Other than the embarrassment, I'm not looking forward to the embarrassment. But what up, Mike? What I did want to mention though is that I watched on Sunday. I finally got to catch it live. My family did not tear me away, and I was able to watch it live. And I won. I didn't get to be a contestant, which I really wanted to be a live or an audience contestant, but I did win one of the side prizes. So I got an assortment pack of Warhead sour sodas, which was super interesting. What up, Mark? And I'm also looking forward to the 1 in 50 signed hockey card that I won as well. So shout out to Phil. Great show. Definitely check him out. What up, Mark? We Are Legion is in the house. We got Evil Comics. What up, fellas? Thanks for jumping in. I'm excited to talk Heroes, but let me get through this chat real quick.
I thought you were going to say FOC.
Yeah. Adam, what up? What up, Durs? Good to see you. Really enjoyed living vicariously through you and your Instagram.
I did.
Heroes Con. I really enjoyed everybody. I was sharing all it. I just absolutely eat it up when I see members of this community meeting up. I just love it.
That was it for me. And like even me and Durs had like a behind the scenes conversation about like, because I've never gotten to do that. I haven't met any YouTubers yet. So, I mean, that would be the thing. I've been to so many cons. It'd be more like meeting everybody. I'd be getting signs from everybody, taking pictures like every chance I got, like back bear hugs and shit, grabbing people's asses, all kind of crap. Shit that Mark was doing.
You could have get off of people's asses.
Yeah,
right, CJ. Yeah,
he is a Me Too motherfucker, I hear. Well, I got to meet
when he gets on.
I got to meet Mark last year at Heroes Con. That was super dope. I got to meet Nick's Kicks at KC or Planet Comic Con last year, which is super fun. So it's always a good time
for that, Marcus, because I'm like a fine wine. It only gets sweeter in time.
Well, I'm gonna next year Heroes Con, dude. I'm gonna sell one of my kids, and I'm gonna be there. So don't you worry about it. We'll definitely get down.
I need to know one thing. Wait. Before we move on, I need to know one thing, Mark. How tall are you?
5'10", 5'11", right there.
because I was trying to get like perspective on
Closer to 5'10".
sizes of everybody, and Mark looks shorter than most people. So is that everybody's? I mean, everybody else
I
is
don't know what
taller?
picture you're talking about, but if you like look at DJ's post, like the Illuminati there, you have Remy who's tall as hell,
Is
Tyler
he?
who's tall as hell, Nick who's
Yeah,
tall
Remy's
as hell,
tall.
then DJ who's short.
Nick
Yeah, I know
Kicks is
DJ.
tall.
Nick's like 6 something. You know,
No, he's
tall.
not. I'm 6 foot and
taller
he's
than
shorter
me.
than me.
I don't
I'm
think
6
Nick-
foot and Nick is shorter than me.
I think me and Nick are about the same height. He just looks tall because he's ripped like Rambo.
Well, I come off short because I slouch, but I'm 5'10", but like because I slouch down, I'm really 5'9".
Well,
But
also, where's that picture I took with Durs?
You're doing that on purpose, right? I'm assuming you were.
Yeah, I took a picture
yeah.
with Durs. It was really
What up,
All
Scotty
those-
Vaughn? I was talking about you earlier, meeting up with Beckerman. That's super dope. I'm super jealous.
Heck yeah,
Brother
that was the
Joe.
beginning. That was the beginning. That's what started it off. Was
I think
Scotty
Durs-
and
I think Durs is like 7 foot tall.
right.
Look at that. Look at Durs and his son. That's such a great
Yeah.
dad.
Mark's like 5 foot. 5 foot in that picture. He's
No,
hugging his
Brother
belly button.
Joe in the house, Kansas City representing. Hala Chiefs in nada más. What up, brother?
See, and I'm trying to get this to go. PlanetCon 2024. Kansas City, Missouri. Let's all meet up there next year.
Middle of the country, man. I think everybody should at least consider it, baby.
yeah, y'all should
I know.
with me from there.
I know a lot of people that are already on board for PlanetCon. I know Mike.
Phil.
Back then.
Speak of the devil, Phil, Kansas City, Missouri, middle of the country, great con. Not as good
Close
as
to
Heroes
Michigan.
Con, but it's a great con. And I recommend everybody come out. We'll go out to Power and Light. We'll have a good old time, man. We'll go
I don't
eat
know what's
before-
wrong with Casey, but I'm just joining Durs in this.
All right, what did they say?
Whatever Durs says, I'm on board with.
If he says fuck KC, then it's fuck Durs, and I don't want that to happen.
He
So
didn't say that. He just said you were
Yeah,
to step foot in it.
Why? What's
I
wrong
don't
with
want that smoke.
I don't know.
Yeah, baby, Planet Comic-Con 2024. So I've been watching a little bit of the content. I know CJ had a live, but it was late and I had to go to bed, so I missed a lot of it. What was the highlight of the con for you, Mark?
Daniel
Anything?
Johnson.
Daniel Warren Johnson, yeah, usually the case. That was the case last year, wasn't it?
For
Or at least
me,
near it.
yeah, like I just love Daniel Warren Johnson, man. Murder Falcon changed my life. But there was, I think last year, you know the story. Last year we had that traveling book that because I was like preaching Daniel Warren Johnson. Is that you have it in your so yeah? So that's my original copy of Murder Falcon. And
Murder Falcon?
It's such a good story, and since I've been on YouTube, I've been preaching that story. So I sent it to Digger Jim. Digger Jim sent it to Brother John, and at that point we were all at Heroes Con, and John brought the book and got Daniel to sign it. And Daniel, I told Daniel the story, and then the book ended up making it to Daniel later in the con, and now Marcus has it. So it's just
And Alan, Comic Viking, will have it next. When I'm
it's just
done.
such a it's just
I'll be next after
it's
that.
just such
I don't know.
I don't know, a personal influential creator to me. And then like this year was insane, like because I'm a Transformers movie fan, like I'm a Michael Bay apologist and all that.
What's up?
So I was riding high on the Rise of the Beast movies, and then they announced the comic book with Daniel Warren Johnson the day before Heroes Con. I'm like,
Yeah.
are you kidding me? So this is my last chance to get like some kind of access to this guy. So I went all in and got a commission from him, like a 1 in 10 commission piece that he was doing. You had to like race to his booth and get a ticket and stuff. It was a blast.
Let's
What's up, y'all?
see that shirt, Scott. What up, Scotty? Let's see that shirt, man. I'm famous.
Right?
What's up?
That's what's
Boom.
We are Legion.
available at Legion of Comics.
I got both of y'all.
That's
I got
merch.
both of y'all, the 2-in-1.
Check it out.
Don't forget
Check
you
it
can
out.
get your Tyler from Whack Comics What Did I Do shirt also available.
Yeah, the what did I do?
Nick,
I
Nick,
saw somebody
That's a good
rocking
shirt.
Nick wore it during the con.
that.
Yeah, I saw that shit.
That's what
Everybody had
Scotty
cool shirts
Vaughn,
on.
Nick
You
was
met up
rocking-
with Beckerman. Tell us, what were your thoughts on Beckerman? Is he as big of an asshole to you as he is to me?
I think
He was-
we're just as big of assholes.
No, it was the opposite.
Nah, he was a cool guy, man. We had a great time. We met up at Nirvana Comics, and it was a great shop. If you've never been to Nirvana Comics, it's an awesome shop. And
They gave y'all an A-OK, man.
yeah, dude, that was crazy. When they heard that we were exchanging books, they hooked us each up with a free graphic novel, $20 or less. So thought that was pretty
that was
awesome.
cool. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, likes and shares are appreciated, fellas. Definitely. And if I made you laugh on Instagram, god damn it, give me a like, man. I need
Hit
help.
that like button.
What's up with you, Mike?
Same shit. Reviews. And,
Nothing.
uh,
What was the last book you
well,
reviewed?
I did the trivia. I was on the trivia that
Oh,
Circum
yeah,
showed
that's
up.
right.
I lost. Yeah.
You guys both sucked, and you made me feel better about my.
Bro, I was
future.
killing it. And look, I would have killed it the whole damn competition. I would have made him look so bad, but then I picked the damn gaming thing, and I didn't know it was going to be board games.
I recall you having 0 points for a good portion.
Yeah, during the whole gaming set, I lost all my points, and I had to come back on Batman. Like, boy, and if I would have lost on Batman, like, what the fuck?
Do you remember who was playing for you?
Aaron and Norrin, and he actually won what he wanted because he had never read or heard about that series. And honestly, that would have been my choice. Was that Batman suit? That's one of my favorite Batman suits. Yeah, the last. It's the Scott Mark. Remind me, it's Last Man on Earth or
Last Night on Earth.
yeah, Last Night on Earth.
3 issues. Scott Snyder, Capullo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was.
I love.
To their new
I can say I love it all the way up until you find out who the bad guy is. But I mean, it's still a great storyline.
Mega Batman. Dude, I thought that was smart too. It was like that called back to their run with like the whole like egg where he just doesn't die.
That's kind of why I thought it. When I was reading it, that was the callback that I thought of. But I still love the story, and especially for a 3-issue series.
Like, what happens when he doesn't die and have to activate that failsafe? He becomes Omega. When they have like the zombie lantern rings, like there's like giant babies floating around, like you sold me, I'm in.
Yeah. Metal, he had the Black Lantern ring.
No, Phil, it looks like it's week to week. It's not. They're not dropping all the episodes of Secret Invasion. Is anybody? I know Mark's not excited. Is anybody else excited for Secret Invasion?
Mark is excited.
I haven't been able to wear pants since they announced it's getting close.
I can't
Secret
wait.
Invasion?
Be good.
Oh yeah, can't wait.
He's trolling. Yeah.
There we go.
That's
I
not
think it's
true.
gonna be dope.
So I've been seeing you trying to cape for the Flash movie. I haven't watched it myself, but did you want to cape for us today? On your thoughts on the Flash, Mark?
Cape for it? What does that mean?
Oh fuck yeah, cape for it. Yes, I was thinking about this the other day. It was like when I went and saw Black Adam, and after you had rant and raved about how
Dude,
good
Black
it was.
Fire.
I saw that movie. I was like, okay, yeah, Mark is super biased because this was not anything better than a regular Marvel movie that he would have completely trashed.
No, Black
That
Adam.
was when that's when it was clear to me. I was like, all right, I see what you are.
I like Black. I've actually seen Black Adam. Like, I think we saw it twice in the theater, and I've seen it.
I
Like
liked it
twice.
too, but
Someone asked me when I got out of Flash,
which
which one did you? Someone you asked me which one did I like better out of Black Adam or Flash? I like Black Adam better than Flash.
I haven't seen Flash yet, so
I thought Black Adam was okay. There was a lot of things I didn't like. I did like it in the theater, and it was fun in the theater. I liked it less as I thought back on it. Like I definitely don't.
I think the only thing it had working against it was the little kid, which I've admittedly said the little kids bother me in everything. So I can't really tell where he's worse in this than other ones and other things, you know. But I think the pacing, I think it was too fast paced, which like I think they could have drug it out even like because
I think so.
I don't know if that was me wanting more of it at first, but when I went back and I've watched it numerous times, it's literally relentless. That movie just
it's fast.
The thing I wasn't bothered by the kid. I was bothered by the Rock. I was turned off by this like trying way too hard to be super badass. I just felt like he tried way too hard to be a badass.
But you're talking about that. That's like the hidden story that a lot of people don't know. That I mean, do you know how long The Rock petitioned to be Black Adam? Do you know how much money he invested to be Black Adam before? Like, it even got.
He could have been badass without trying so hard. With the whole.
But you're talking about it wasn't just Black. It wasn't just The Rock. DC wanted that too.
That's the character though. Like he wasn't.
Yeah.
I think it might have been weird for people, but that wasn't that's like how the role. Doesn't matter who played Black Adam. That's how that role should have been played.
And honestly,
It was.
you know, if we're comparing like Shazam to Black Adam, I think they did a better job with Black Adam, like staying to the character, like how arrogant and how he was, that kind
I
of
think
stuff.
the
Shazam.
first Shazam was way better than Black Adam.
I like both Shazams, but it's a different Shazam than most people are used to. It's real comedy and gimmicky. It's not the Shazam that most people would find in the
What's wrong
comics.
with Shazam? It really has one problem that it cannot get over. There's a lot of kids in it.
Mm.
Come on, we
I like
gotta
that,
get
though.
kids. That's the problem, is that we don't like stuff for kids, but we desperately need to get kids into this fucking.
I do.
No,
I don't have any offs like that where I won't watch kid animated movies. No, I watch whatever.
All day, every
What up,
day.
Hialeah? Thanks for coming.
I'm saying Shazam. The Shazam problem is the kids, like the Shazamily and all that stuff, which they've already started working away from. Captain Marvel, Mary Marvel, Black Adam, on occasion, Captain Marvel Jr. You don't need 50 freaking kids running around.
Shazams, yeah, right off the bat.
It's ridiculous. It's watered down the character.
I don't know why we got that right off the bat. Why didn't we just get a Shazam by himself?
Well, that's because the movie was like kind of like playing into the more modern comics, and they were trying to find numerous ways to separate him from Superman, and because originally he was a Superman competition character that was even outselling Superman. So when DC got him, they had to try to find ways to separate him, because in all reality, it's just, you know, another Superman. So they've done different gimmicks.
What up, Lisa? Thanks for coming through. Good to see you. Appreciate that.
I mean, somebody else showed up, Big Lion Cat.
Exactly, Dr. Von Hoot.
Brother Joe, I would say if you're a fan of this geeky comic book stuff, even the bad movies are worth it. I mean, that's how
I mean, technically, even though there's some bad ones, I mean, you're gonna have some bad ones. They can't all be gold. But on top of that, like, I mean, you look at the vast majority of superhero movies, and I know that's the thing. Oh, superhero fatigue. That's so stupid. It's a genre. You know, pick a different genre if you got fatigue. I mean, no, that's like trying to say there's going to be action movie fatigue or comedy fatigue. It's not going to happen.
Kyle, what up? Thanks for jumping in, brother. We didn't even let you say hi, man. So what's up, Kyle?
I was waiting for him to bust through.
Thanks for jumping on, brother.
Yeah, but back to your question. I thought The Flash was okay. It was pretty good. I think the CG ruined a lot of it for a lot of people. Like, I've recognized it as bad.
Have they stated why?
I'm way more lenient on that stuff than.
Yeah, I am too. Like, even when it comes to critiquing Marvel movies, you won't hear that be my problem with the movie. You know what I mean? And so in terms of The Flash, like, that is what it is. I think that killed the general audience, though, because that will kill the general audience in a heartbeat.
I agree.
Negative momentum going in the feedback, it's over with. But the story was good. It wasn't great. It was very familiar, which is expected, but it just didn't blow nobody away.
Seriously, at the end of this movie, there's no hint of a start of a new. Like, there's no how did they? I thought that was the whole point. They were doing this. Like,
no, all they successfully did is make where we were not a place anymore. There's no going back to how things were. We got to go somewhere different from here.
What I wanted from this Flash movie is what No Way Home gave us.
Exactly.
I just want fan service. That's all I want.
I wanted that feeling.
I don't like No Way Home.
Emotional hits on that level. This one had some emotional hits, but it wasn't from like a character fan service thing. It was from a relatability that, like, we all have moms, you know, so we're all gonna, like, if you put yourself in those shoes, it'll all be emotional at that point.
Oh, Durs, I forgot. You're still salty about us being the best. Okay.
Football.
You'll get over it.
Oh, he's a Jets fan?
He's an Eagles fan.
Nah, Philadelphia.
We crushed them in the Super Bowl. Our quarterback had one leg, and he still beat the Eagles. That's how good we are. But we don't need to bore Mark with that. Let's see what else we got here. All right. Durr says the highlights for him was Daniel Warren Johnson as well, and the sketch that he got done, which that sketch is, I think I saw it.
He also got to hang out with Jonathan Hedrick. Get to chill with him.
I
Yeah, I
saw
talked to
that.
him for a
I
while.
shared that as well. That was cool. I would have liked to have said what up to him in person. So that
My
was
homie
another-
Greg is
guy.
friends with him. Greg's like part of the southern chapter of the Comic Book Fiend Club. He was trying to pimp
I'm a
me
hopeful
out.
for that.
He was trying to pimp me out to Jonathan. He's like, yeah, you need to get on his channel. I'm actually not the guy for you. I know plenty of YouTubers that would be better suited for that.
Right.
And I told him I
Dr.
watched him on
Vaughn.
Scotty's channel. I talked to him about Scotty.
Dr. Von Hoot sneaking in here. What's up, brother? Thanks for coming through from across the pond. That's my guy. Definitely check him out on YouTube. Hey, we got Phil Ailing in here. Never enough Phils. What's up, Phil? Thanks for coming in. Let's see. Brother Joe asked, would you backlog everything coming out or would you go to the premiere?
For
That's
what?
really he's talking about MC movies and DC movies, I'm assuming. And that's really a personal preference. Are you the kind of guy that are you the kind of guy that needs to be in front of everything before you get spoiled by everybody?
I'm not.
Then, I can be. It depends on the stuff.
It depends on the
If you're that
passion.
kind of guy, then yeah. But if you like to just binge stuff and watch stuff together as a whole piece, then maybe you're more incentivized to
You're talking about that's going to take you a full year.
I think that the reason why I have enjoyed the Disney Plus MCU movie stuff more than other people is because I've been watching it all together as a piece, whereas you guys have been watching it week to week, and I think it really changes how you digest
You're
it.
telling me you binged watched She-Hulk without going to the Looney
Right?
Bin?
Oh yeah, I liked She-Hulk until the end.
It was
At the
so
same, I like She-Hulk all the way up into the end.
There were some things
I
that
am
they
super.
did really
I
bad,
am.
but it was
I
good
am
overall.
extremely attracted to She-Hulk.
I just didn't like the whole, and I get the whole CGI. I get that, but the whole
Again,
the trash, the whole fantasy ending, why, and I
didn't
get
like
the
the
whole
fantasy.
satire.
The CGI didn't bother me though. Like I said, I'm
Nah, it didn't really bother me, and there were parts where it was cringeworthy, and I get that, like the whole Megan Thee Stallion
Twerking.
at the end of the episode. Yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, and I'm a Megan fan, so I mean,
I didn't see a reason to get all worked up about it, but it was pretty cringe though.
no, but I will say there was just like weird parts. It was like bringing in Scar. It was like why, and the way he looked, I don't know. It was just all those shows. It was like, first off, now that we had them, do we need any of them? Not really. Did they actually add anything to the stuff we had besides adding new characters? Not really. Like Loki was the only one that I forced my brother to watch. And the only reason I forced him to watch that was Kang. And look what that amounted to, nothing.
Loki was by far my favorite. Nothing.
Loki
even
was
comes close
awesome.
to it.
I like
Loki.
Loki. But there's a lot of people that did not like my brother. He hated Loki at all the shows that I made him watch. He liked Hawkeye.
Hawkeye was surprisingly good, I thought.
He liked the what was it, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier one. He liked the more action-packed ones. But bro, I think he gave up She-Hulk halfway. I think Loki, he made it 2 episodes, and after that he didn't want to watch no more. And he loves Owen Wilson.
I struggled with the Camilla Khan. That's the one.
I liked Miss Marvel, but I
had a hard time making it through that season.
I'm a fan.
I watched episode 1, 2, bailed, and said I'll just peruse through the finale.
That's what my brother did the same. He didn't make it through Miss Marvel. I liked it, but I like all that Bollywood and and I'm also a fan of Miss Marvel. So, but just Camila, not Carol Danvers. My brother is a huge Carol Danvers. Go ahead, sorry.
Brother Joe asks, question: will the movie influence the comics over the cameras? Influence the movies in the future?
With the DC comics, no. Normally, it's just a matter of getting a character, a mini series kind of thing that they'll, marketing, marketing. You know what I mean? Like if they know a show or movie's coming out, they might throw a mini series out just because that's free advertisement. In terms of Marvel, their strategy has been, this is public knowledge long ago. The comics are so lackluster, and I'm not the only one saying that, because they use them as testing grounds for what they want to do in the movies. They're using their comic book fans as guinea pigs to see what kind of resonates.
I think the counter, I agree with that, and I agree that Marvel's not good. But the counter that comes to my mind to that is that
They have some good stuff for sure.
They have some.
the value of that though isn't it give you a chance to maybe have a more valuable book if they test something in their comics and then they end up using it? Doesn't that give it a chance to be more valuable in the long run?
I don't think so in that terms because it's not like individual minute story points that become key factors. It's first appearances and stuff like that. And in terms of miniseries or specific stories that are key, you're not going to find like an Infinity Gauntlet in modern times that like is that popular. You know what I mean? It has to have that legacy of building up and being that good that it stood the test of times to be that desirable. But
I wonder if they can do that kind of stuff again. Like I never really care about it.
They've tried. I mean, look at the Necromancer with Noel. That was the whole King of Black series. I mean,
I'm surprised they haven't ran toward that. Yeah, that went really well.
I didn't read it, but I saw it got good reception. And what up, BLC? Good to see you.
I liked it all the way up until the end.
Yeah, everyone loved the journey, but then King of Black got here, and it was kind of like
there wasn't anything there. There was, I mean, honestly, you're expecting a huge, massive battle, a fight. There was nothing. It was just a whole bunch of conversation.
I had fun with
Celestial.
No, I mean, I like King of Black. Sorry. I enjoy King of Black. It was good, you know.
Shout out to Brian LCS, man behind the CBC Awards. Let me take this as a moment to remind everyone that the nominations are still open. It's very important that you go and nominate your favorite channels and make sure that you ride for them and make sure that they get represented. A ton of great opportunities here on the panel for you to nominate. We got Legion of Comics for community and pretty much everything. We got Evils for reviews. We got Scotty Vaughn for growing his channel way faster than my channel award, whatever that is. So definitely check this out. And then, of course, we got Kyle on YouTube as well. So all great channels that all of you should be definitely checking out and considering for a nomination for the Comic Book Community Awards. And thank you to Brian for all you do on that. Hopefully we can get those nomination numbers up. I was really hoping for much higher nomination numbers, so I'm hoping everybody's just being late, just like I am. I haven't actually done mine yet, so
there's still time. August 5th. We got through August 5th.
I haven't voted. Not yet.
August 5th.
What were you going to say, Mark?
You should lead by example, Marcus. Everyone's waiting to see you vote.
Yeah,
that's what I was waiting for. That's why I haven't voted.
This whole time,
I'm basing my votes off of Marcus's. I'm like, oh, okay, he voted for that guy.
Yeah,
he said he's doing it live, so I was just going to pull it up while I watched him and just check the same boxes.
You should, and you should do your voting that way too.
That's what I was going to do.
Presidential voting.
Oh, that's what I do as well. Like I don't know any of these people. Never met them a day in my life. If something goes wrong, I could just blame Marcus.
I'm gonna do my live vote. I'm gonna do my presidential voting live as well.
Presidential. Yeah, you're gonna have need the theme song.
Stream in the poll station.
Yeah, I don't care about if you get mad at me about Comic Book Community Awards, but I think I would be bothered about political voting. So I think that's
I never know.
This Marvel stuff and the build up to Secret Wars is brilliant. Using all of the old Marvel stuff to sell the idea while letting us see the old actors is so clever.
I never know if he's being serious or if he's being sarcastic or.
I think he's being serious.
I want to say he's being sarcastic though, because I mean,
he's an idea guy. He loves good ideas.
I get that. I love good ideas.
Yeah. He can see past poor execution to the good idea and value that.
Oh, I can see that. You know, I get hyped on ideas, but
that's what you have to do to be a Power Ranger fan. Trust me, I know.
That's why I leave that in y'all's hands. No, I live through y'all.
Norin, the big winner Sunday on Phil's Treehouse. What up, buddy? Thanks for coming.
No, he wasn't the big winner. He was. I was bad. He was mean.
The second winner. I thought it was a nice prize.
Have you talked the big news with the Void Rival stuff yet? That was like the book last week.
Tell me about it. Let's talk about it. What's up?
So I was big book last week. Scotty, you know about Void Rivals?
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be they're bringing in the Transformers and G.I. Joes via Void Rivals.
It's all in the same universe.
I mean,
but not only that, everybody forgets the other stuff. It's also anybody from Kirkman's world Anybody from Kirkman's World can show. So we're talking about Outcast, Walking Dead. We're also talking about Lorenzo De Felici's world, like Oblivion Song. We're talking Chroma. We're
They're hinting
talking.
about that. Yeah, they're hinting of some stuff. And there's some really cool second prints that were up for pre-order this past weekend. There's a cover A and a cover B, both having the Transformers on the cover. So would have been really cool to pre-order. If you haven't got it in by now, though, I think it's too late. But really cool.
Damn it! I have never bought
Mark's on it.
Transformers.
I got mine pre-ordered.
You're talking about Void Rivals, right?
Yep.
I've never been on Transformers, never been interested in a comic book for it, but I am going to buy Daniel Warren Johnson Transformers.
Yeah,
I will.
I started
I've been
collecting
pulling those.
Transformers 4 days before they announced Daniel Warren Johnson on it. I'm like, yes.
You felt it. You felt it in the force,
dude. You know those G.I. Joe Transformer books that are hot right now? I've been pulling those. I pull those out of dollar bins all the time, dude.
I got all 4 of them. Newsstand. I picked them up at a con. They were like, I think I got them buy one get one free. I think I paid $2 for all 4 of them.
Yeah, it was a dollar bin book a couple weeks
Some
ago.
Some guy had them like front and center. Nobody. I mean, I was late to the con. Nobody.
K-pop.
What's up, Katie?
What up, K-pop? When are you gonna jump in here with this K-pop?
She's feisty today. Be careful.
Oh no! Thanks for coming through, Katie. Always good to see you. Check out Katie as well, another channel to consider nominating for a Comic Book Community Award. She's been getting some great artists for her series over there on her channel. So another channel to consider and think about. And of course, DVH, Dr. Von Hoot, yet another channel to consider and think about when you're doing your nominations. I really enjoyed the collaboration that him and Pocan Joe did. That was a lot of fun. And so Pocan Joe got roofied. Are we allowed to talk about that?
It's undetermined. That was just that's the consensus that we were just throwing, not me. That was just an idea that was getting thrown around while no one knew what was going on with him.
So he got real sick one of the nights?
Yeah.
He must have been roofied because me and him have drank copious amounts of alcohol.
He's not the only one that had a thing that night.
So it's a secret then?
I don't think it's a secret. It's just I don't know if it's best talked about on live.
Well, I can tell you that me and Pocan Joe have drank a lot, so I doubt that he was just drunk. I'm assuming.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Because the man can drink, confirm multiple occasions. We've shut the bar down multiple nights. So I'll have to ask him about that, man. That sucks, though. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, Saturday when we saw him, he wasn't sure what happened to him, and he was waiting on hospital results and all that stuff.
So he ended up having to go to the hospital. Fuck me.
That's scary.
Yeah, by ambulance. He was on the ground. Man. Like when you're roofied, it's a go to sleep drug. Pocan Joe was awake with a rapid heart pace and throwing up and stuff. And in all seriousness, to me, it sounded like he came into contact with fentanyl, which that's exactly what it sounded like from what people were describing. You know what I mean? But
a lot of that shit going around. I hear that on the news all the time.
You literally don't have that. You don't have to be interacting with somebody with it or touching. So if you come into contact with fentanyl, like that can just hit you just like that
through your pores,
through your skin. Fuck me.
Yes.
Yep, through your skin. That's a big problem here.
The fact that he was alert and aware, because people were trying to calm him down. He's like, no, call an ambulance now, because he could feel it coming on. And before the ambulance could get there, he was on the ground on the sidewalk outside throwing up, which is like microdose fentanyl. I don't think anyone gave him anything. People don't give the shit away for free. They charge you for it. But I think he came into.
Here they do.
No one gives away.
That's fucking scary, man.
Well, it's like you said, because it's you're able to absorb it through stuff, and here they
crew we roll with, Marcus. We're not the roofie that guy type. You know what I mean?
No, none of us are. I don't think anybody. It had to be somebody like
roofie one of us and just play with our limp ding dong. Like what the fuck is that?
Well, I didn't think one of you did it. I was assuming you guys were in a public bar.
I'm pretty sure.
That's scary stuff, man. That's
Pretty sure any of us just could have requested, and you'd let us play with your ding dong.
I mean,
Like,
obviously.
come on, Marcus.
I'm really
Marcus,
sorry to
like,
hear that.
That's what I'm here for.
Norn Red, that's serious shit, man. I know it's an epidemic. I know that they're
It's
cutting
a huge
something.
problem.
I've lost
Is it
numerous
meth?
friends
They're
who-
putting it into some drug, and it's killing a lot of people, man.
They're pressing pills with it. It's cheaper to get
Yeah.
like raw, like not raw, like actual medical grade, but
They call them blues.
yeah, bootleg
That shit,
fentanyl.
everything.
You just go on the dark web and buy pill presses, and you can just replace like Percocets or Roxasets with fentanyl and press them yourself for next to nothing. And people just don't know how to. These aren't pharmacists or medical professionals doing it. They're killing them.
There is a way you can tell if they're pressed or not. They won't snap when you go break.
They're
Take it from the former drug addict. It doesn't snap if it's pressed. So
And there's signs like when it's a drug that when somebody's using it, it has physical like notifications that you could see that they're because that their hands start expanding. They're like it almost looks like they have like
This quickly turned into Scotty's Monday night show.
right.
Yeah, dude, this is y'all are scared.
Hey man, you gotta get the word out, man.
All that, if you are anybody that experiences or knows any of this, you can easily go to local pharmacies and ask them about Narcan. Keep that on you, near you, in your general area. If you're
on me everywhere I go,
who goes through life who has to worry about the possibilities of friends or loved ones experiencing these situations, you can save their life with no training or experience whatsoever with a simple nasal hit.
Yep.
I've heard of people who don't even use carrying that stuff around for their friends. Yeah.
I carry it in my backpack everywhere I go.
I lost too many friends. It's at my place of business. It's everywhere.
They recommend it here in Colorado.
See, I'm not really been exposed to it like that. I really don't know people like that.
It's bad. It's bad here. That's
you
why.
haven't, man. You're very fortunate to not have been exposed.
I'm kind of a loser. I don't really do much though.
You don't have to do much to like. It'll find you eventually, or like via. I don't mean you personally, but someone you know or love, or work with.
You're gonna come across it because it's ever expanding. It's the new. But it's
you know me, and it almost killed me. So
it's dangerous.
Well, I know I hear it on the news all the time how it's killing people. So
I could walk. I've told people I could walk where I'm at. I could walk down the street and show you like live evidence. I mean, it's everywhere. You just got to find the right homeless people. It's crazy.
Somebody getting paid off of that. So what else is going on? Do we want to talk about what other thing you had?
So we hit War Rivals. What else?
Do you have any thoughts on Jillian Kirby's tweet sharing a letter from Neil Kirby responding to the Stan Lee documentary, going at the ownership of creativity kind of argument?
I can't read that. I'm not watching a Disney documentary on Stan Lee either, but do you have any context for me here?
Oh, you don't know? Yeah, I figured everybody knew about it.
No, I don't.
For me.
So the statement from Neil Kirby, Jack Kirby's son, regarding Stan Lee documentary, released on June 16th. The 13th century Islamic poet scholar Rumi said, "The ego is a veil between humans and gods." In the Disney Plus documentary bio of Stan Lee, the veil is lifted. Presented in the first person with Lee's voice providing a running narrative, it is Stan Lee's greatest tribute to himself. The literary expression of ego is the personal pronoun I. Any decent English or journalism teacher would admonish their students not to overuse it. So the challenge is extended to anyone who wishes to count the number of I's during the 86-minute running time of Stan Lee. I understand that as a documentary about Stan Lee, most of the narrative is in his voice, literally and figuratively. It's not any big secret that there has always been controversy over the parts that were played in the creation and success of Marvel's characters. Stan Lee had the fortunate circumstance to have access to the corporate megaphone and media, and he used these to create his own mythos as to the creation of the Marvel character pantheon. He made himself the voice of Marvel. So for several decades, he was the only man standing, and blessed with a long life, the last man standing. My father died in 1994. It should also be noted that, and is generally accepted, that Stan Lee had a limited knowledge of history, mythology, or science. On the other hand, my father's knowledge of these subjects, to which I and many others can personally attest, was extensive. Einstein summed it up better. More the knowledge, lesser the ego. Lesser the knowledge, more the ego. If you were to look at a list of and timeline of Marvel's characters from 1960 through 1966, the period in which the vast majority of Marvel's major characters were created during Lee's tenure, you will see Lee's name as a co-creator on every character, with the exception of Silver Surfer, solely created by my father. Are we to assume Lee had a hand in creating every Marvel character? Are we to assume that it was never the other co-creator that walked into Lee's office and said, "Stan, I have a great idea for a character"? According to Lee, it was always his idea. Lee spends a fair amount of time talking about how and why he created the Fantastic Four, with only one fleeting reference to my father. Indeed, most comic historians recognize that my father based the Fantastic Four on a 1957 comic he created for DC, Challengers of the Unknown, even naming Ben Grimm the Thing after his father, Benjamin, and Sue Storm after my older sister, Susan. Though the conflict between Lee and my father concerning creator credit gets glanced over with little mention, there's more attention paid to the strife between Lee and Steve Ditko, with Lee's voice proclaiming, "It was my idea, therefore I created the character." Ditko's rebuttal being that his art and storyline is what brought life to Spider-Man. In 1501, the Opera del Duomo commissioned a 26-year-old Michelangelo to sculpt a statue of David for the Cathedral of Florence. Their idea, their money. The statue is called Michelangelo's David, his genius, his vision, his creativity. I was very fortunate. My father worked at home in his Long Island basement studio we referred to as the dungeon, usually 14 to 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. Most of the artists, writers, inkers, etc., worked at home, not in the Marvel offices as depicted in the program. Through middle and high school, I was able to stand at my father's left shoulder, peer through a cloud of cigar smoke, and witness the Marvel universe being created. I am by no means a comics historian, but there are few, if any, that have personally seen or experienced what I have and know the truth with firsthand knowledge. My father retired from comic books in the early 1980s and, of course, passed away in 94. Lee had over 35 years of uncontested publicity, much naturally with the backing and blessing of Marvel as he boosted the Marvel brand as a side effect of boosting himself. The decades of Lee's self-promotion culminated with his cameo appearances in over 35 Marvel films, starting with X-Men, thus cementing his status as the creator of all things Marvel to an otherwise unknowing movie audience of millions, unfamiliar with the true history of Marvel Comics. My father's first screen credit didn't appear until the closing crawl at the end of the film adaptation of Iron Man in 2008, after Stan Lee, Don Heck, and Larry Lieber. The battle for creators' rights has been around since the first inscribed Babylonian tablet. It's way past time to get at least this one chapter of literary art history right. Enough said. All right. Thanks for humoring me on that. Any thoughts?
Why now?
100%.
I own that comic.
Why now?
I own that comic.
I'm like, what?
It was written by Zdarsky. It came out this last year. It was called like, huh?
What'd you say, Scotty?
I mean, I agree. I get what he's saying, but like, why did he pick now? That's people have known
Exactly.
that for
That's the
years.
whole
People
point.
have known that for
Because
a
the
long
Stan
time.
Lee documentary.
Yeah, he's responding to apparently a documentary that was just released.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But
June
I mean,
16th.
Stan Lee gets documentaries all the time. How
No,
many
but
documentaries has he
obviously-
gotten over the years?
This isn't a why now. There's countless books on the subject. There's countless
Right.
things on the subject and everything. He was responding to probably Disney doing a piss poor job of representing Stan Lee, which I said before you read that I would never watch a Stan Lee documentary produced by Disney. And you, in the first fucking sentence, you said they quote mined Stan Lee to use his own voice to tell his narrative story. That in itself is problematic. There's no context to quote mining someone to get their voice. That's disgusting. And it's no secret. And I talked about the Challenger thing like 2 weeks ago. It's no secret that Kirby was an undermined creator. Like, he
Yeah.
isn't.
My thing is, the only people that don't know that are the moviegoers. Real comics know blah blah blah. And come on,
People that don't know that are the people that would watch a Stan Lee documentary. produced.
exactly. My brother is a good example. He thinks Marvel is only Stan Lee, But I mean, do those people care to, no? To them, it's just a movie. They don't really get into.
That's why it's important for Jack Kirby's family and his estate to write that. That's why it's important to keep his name. Jack the King Kirby is the biggest crime that's ever happened to comics creators and the history of comics creators.
Yeah.
It would be Siegel and Schuster, but Neil Adams saved their life at the back end. But Kirby's credit, where he gets the name, is the biggest crime to comics creators in history. So they need to keep putting that narrative out there. Stan is an amazing person. He did amazing things, and he's also a scumbag at times. It just is what it is.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
To that level, no.
We're
Absolutely not.
where you just completely gank somebody. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I could be like that. Definitely.
I've been a pretty dirty person in my life.
Yeah,
But there's like other sides to that too.
Businessman. He was a pretty like.
I mean, he was also. I mean, you can't deny that he wasn't. Not only that he was happy being the face of Marvel, but I think a lot of people were happy that he was the face of Marvel. It took a lot of heat off of them. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it was getting big.
Expense. This was when it'd be great for Becker to be here to give like.
I mean,
I love Stanley. I like when he died. I was at work. My mom left work.
I broke down and cried.
My work to tell me in person because she was afraid for me to see it on the phone.
Yeah,
you know,
that'll be
like, that dude like changed my life, but so did Jack Kirby. And I think that it's like I love them both, but I don't pretend it stands a saint. And it is kind of like he said, boohoo for Kirby. It's sad that he doesn't have the proper name recognition. So it's important to remind people when they're blowing the fire for Stan that Kirby should be in that conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or you don't have to like include him, but you don't need to like diminish him. Like if you're talking about Stan's biggest stuff, like you can't not mention him in passing. It's not his documentary; it's a Stan documentary.
But that's kind of like that's that type of documentary. All us comic fans, unless you're brand new, you know, you might like Challengers of the Unknown. I might not have known that was the pre-model of Fantastic Four, but did I need to know? No, Kirby. I mean, when you look at everything that Kirby had a hand in and where it came from, we already know that Marvel and DC copied everything, and it wasn't even that. It was like Kirby just taking his ideas over here, and I mean, you're talking about where they all came from. So I mean, like real comic book people, we know all that. Like, no, you're trying to talk to the people that don't know,
real
like
non-comic. Not a fan of that term, I'll tell you that.
I'm using that on purpose.
But unfortunately, because of the platform, like how many people got into comics or getting into comics because of Disney. Yeah. So imagine if that's someone's first.
Well, you gotta learn.
So many documentaries or so many of this, and the first one they did is like a whack job by the House of Mouse.
I mean, when I was growing up, that's how it was until I started learning. I thought Stanley was the face. I thought he was the sole creator behind Spider-Man. And I mean, that's kind of how it's portrayed until you start learning and you get into it.
What up, CJ? Real quick. Thanks for jumping in, my guy.
But it is also important to point out that Stan and Jack did reconcile. And if you ever want to cry, go look it up because it happened live on a radio show, unscripted. Weren't even scheduled to both be on there, kind of thing at the same time. And it'll bring tears to your eyes listening to them reconcile.
Comic Journey coming in hot with no sympathy for Kirby. Wow, I'm surprised by that though.
But if it wasn't for Stan Lee's like
it took both of them, right?
If it wasn't for Stanley taking advantage of the people that made him a name, we wouldn't have the fourth world over at DC. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have DC wouldn't be what it is today if it wasn't for Jack Kirby coming over there and creating what DC still like cashes checks on today.
I mean, you're talking about like there's always good that comes out of the bad and bad that comes out of the good, I mean, and like Mark said, if we wouldn't have had that, we wouldn't have got this. It could have gone either way, I mean.
Yeah, that's funny. Stan Lee didn't think it would either. That's why he's called Stan Lee and not Stan Lieber. He literally changed his name because he wanted to be a real writer and thought that comics were a joke and stupid and he just needed a check. So he used the name Stan Lee so that he can go get a real job after he's done with these stupid comics and have his real name recognized.
And turn into the rest of his life.
Funny how that worked out.
Yeah, life is crazy.
So we ready for the next topic, or are we still going on this one? Because I got one.
Neil Adams is a fucking gangster in the industry.
I got
I
one.
read it when he died. I dug deep into him, and I was a very big fan reading about him. Man.
Did you get into his amateur scientist work?
No, I did not get into
He
that.
was
Actually, yes. Yeah, I did. Go ahead.
into like alternate science stuff, like not like woo woo, but just alternate theories like plate tectonic displacement and stuff like that. The same shit like General Hopgood was into and all that. He would go do lectures and stuff. And very, very cool guy. But he was a fucking gangster to walk up to Warner Brothers and start a picket for the creators of Superman, like in his first goddamn year on the job.
Respect to that man. Respect, because not a lot of people are built like that. Not a lot of people are built like that. I don't know if I'm built like that. I like to think I am, but you don't know until it's time. So yeah, those are the topics I had. Secret Mission, Jack Kirby, controversy. We talked about the Flash. Anything else about Heroes Con? Any other tidbits?
It was a blast.
Yeah, I bet it was. I really enjoyed the fun thing that I really enjoyed last year is just walking around and just seeing all the faces, even the people that I don't quite know. I just know of them. Oh, I've seen that guy. Just even that part is fun for me. Just like, oh,
This year felt different in that sense because last year was a whole year ago. So we've spent an entire year hanging out with the same people like this, and more of them. So there was no strangers there. I didn't meet one person for the first time. I just got to see a lot of people in person. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's crazy to think, I've been doing this a while now, and it's crazy to think that, I met Poke and Joe a year and a half ago. All this time has passed, and we're still here doing this thing, and that's just nuts to me. And it's also very, very awesome. What else is going on? This is it. We made it to an hour.
Bueller launched merch after 6 years. He's got a website that him and his son created.
I saw that. Good for him. He should have probably done that a long ass time ago.
That's what I told him. 6 years,
good
man.
For him. Yeah. He's leaving money on the table with that for sure.
But his son's getting part of the proceeds on that too, so it's a good thing. The sales are going to help. So
good for him. Good for him. I'd love to get him to Planet Comic Con. That'd be fun. Scotty, you got to come next year.
I'm coming next year. I'm planning already for it next year, so I'll be there next year.
Yeah, I got to get my money right. I'll be there next year as well.
Wait till I get my money.
That's my thing, dude. I don't want to go empty-handed. I want to have some serious cash.
Yeah, and it sucks to hang out with the homies and be at the bar and be like, let me get a water. You don't want to be broke at the bar.
Hey, that's me. Not because I'm broke right now. I don't have a problem with it.
I don't drink anyways.
Yeah, I don't drink.
Oh, well then, shit. Fuck it, then. You got enough comics. You
don't really
need like comics.
I smoke. I'm a smoker.
See, I'll be outside smoking.
I would be with Mike smoking.
Yeah, I'll just bring.
These are bad things to do, man.
Comics.
So I got 3 words for y'all, and I want to hear some thoughts on it. Right, Craven the Hunter.
Oh boy,
I haven't watched the trailer yet. I've
heard it didn't look that bad to me.
I'm not saying it looks bad. I mean, but Venom, Morbius, they didn't look bad.
Getting on it.
No, I'm not interested. I'm sure the movie's bad. I'm just saying that the trailer
looked like a standard action movie, a bad Craven movie, if that makes sense. But I don't care enough about Craven for that to hurt it for me. I don't think.
I was just thinking to myself, why the fuck would you pick Craven?
I know that's a weird choice.
Mark, wasn't it you that said it was the origin story of Charlie Sheen?
Yeah, I thought it was the origin story of Charlie Sheen with the
Tiger Blood.
No, but because he's in the Sinister Six, right? So you have to do Craven. They're just building out the Sinister. They've been doing that for a while.
And we're getting Rhino in this movie too, because he's at the end of the trailer.
Be a real Rhino.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's got to be a real Rhino. I was like, what the hell is that? And I was like, he's turning into a Rhino?
Horn stuck in him, then he's turning into a Rhino.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? You got to watch that trailer, Scotty. No, I mean, I agree with Mark. It looks like a great action movie, but as far as like it being true to the character, decent action movie.
Those are big words.
Yeah.
FUBAR, like standards. I don't know. It
I
looks okay.
guarantee you that movie is absolute garbage. I guarantee you.
Mhm.
See, but I like Morbius, and I
I
like
just
Venom.
didn't think the trailer was bad. I just didn't.
Venom 2 is
I
I'm
don't
gonna
trash.
like
say
it
two
that
things.
much.
I'm gonna say two things. First of all, Craven sucks, and that's why they killed him as a character in the comic. There's a reason why they killed him as a character.
I
in the
like
comic.
him in the comics.
Oh well, good for you, but he sucked and
He
they
just
killed him.
hunts animals. Like, how
Hey,
far does that
talk
go?
about back in the day when he was 40.
It's a good for you.
They killed him when he was a
Good
freaking
for you.
comic. So forget about that. Second of all, Kirby. Everybody cries about Kirby getting screwed and stuff like that. People don't know Kirby had more pull than most artists of that era. He signed those contracts because he thought those characters were like bullshit. And when he saw how much money Marvel was making, then he had like remorse and like it said, "Oh, I screwed myself, and now it's their fault."
Yeah,
I'm
but
just
the
saying.
Kirby letter wasn't about money though, right? It was about credit.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
I'm
credit.
something else.
It has nothing to do
You-
with money.
Do you know Stan Lee wasn't making money from these characters for a very long time? And when they pulled him back because there was a period of time where he left Marvel and they had very bad terms as well. When they pulled him back because he was because he was the mouthpiece for Marvel and they saw the value in what Stan Lee's image was, he was just as much a character as one of the creations that they created was. So they wanted to bring him back as the mascot for the company, and they redid his contract to give him more value on his characters. I'm just saying that
For context, CJ, you pointed out Neil Adams knew his work value, and that's why he was an advocate of creators' rights. Now, the difference between somebody like Neil Adams knowing his value and somebody like Kirby is of the Siegel Schuster era. There wasn't value in these characters. They created it after these contracts were signed, and the response to these characters was something completely unimaginable that no one would have ever fathomed. And when these creators were locked into these bullshit deals and these corporations were taking advantage of them, they never expected that a co-creator such as Stan would be an advocate for the company and not the creators. That was the issue.
completely understand, but at the same time, we're neglecting to look at the fact that Kirby was one of the highest paid artists of his era.
But again, it's not about money; it's about
Yeah,
credit.
that's
What up,
it wasn't
Damien?
about money.
We don't ever talk about that. It's always about money. Come on, guys. Yes.
But this particular letter that we're discussing, the context of this conversation is not about the money; it's about the credit.
Yeah, credit.
That's entirely what the letter doesn't say a single thing about. He should have made more money.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the Kirby thing is getting financial restitution. Probably not as much as it would like, but.
And yes, Carrie, I did get the impression that Craven was a hero and not a villain, which I did think that was weird.
I'd say like
The
Punisher.
only way that we think he's a villain is they're telling us in the words. The
Yeah.
villain he created. Wait, which one? The one
He was like an anti-hero.
How much of a movie are you expecting having a guy that's going to be chasing freaking lions and gorillas and animals? Like,
Why did they have the whole backstory?
if I wanted to watch Tarzan, I watch Tarzan.
Why did they have the whole backstory? Him get beat, and then he was like a loser, and then he gets the tiger blood, and now all of a sudden he's badass, and it was like, was that Craven's origin? I don't remember all that. Like,
What's the story with the blood dripping in his mouth? What the hell is that all about?
Yeah, I don't really give a shit about the Sony movies though.
in that universe, if you get any kind of animal blood in you, you gain that animal's powers.
I'm gonna try that now.
that's how
I'm
it
gonna try
goes.
that.
So if you want pigeon powers, CJ, you go grab that pigeon and make it bleed in your mouth.
Listen, if
You
you want,
fly away.
I'll crack the
Make it
worm in
walk
half.
in
You
your
can drink
mouth.
his
That's
blood
what
and
she
see if
said.
you turn into a worm. Let's see if that works out.
He's already done that. That was like
It's actually a different story to a large degree. Bob Kane hired other artists on as ghost writers and ghost artists. That's why he required them to draw like he did, and that's why Bob Kane intentionally drawed like very, very basic, very blocky, and very consistent. And you can go back to like videos of the 80s because Bob Kane and Stan Lee were great friends, go figure. But Stan would rib him about other people coming behind him and drawing his style because Stan loved other people coming behind him and drawing a different style. Because at this time, Stan had Roy Thomas and Ramita, he'd hit that second wave where that wasn't an option for him, so he was already selling himself and dumping on his buddy Bob at that point. But that's Bob Kane is of an era to himself. The dude wears an ascot everywhere he went.
For fun, definitely ask Beckerman to do his Bob Kane.
I'm gonna also say something else. Here's the thing. It's not like I'm against artists and writers' rights to be able to get compensated and credits for their work. I'm actually a big advocate for that. But I'm also a big advocate of artists and writers becoming a little bit more knowledgeable and a little bit more savvy about how business is done.
Today, at least. Today. I agree.
Look at all those assholes that comic broke me. Look at all the ones that are sitting there on Instagram and Twitter, and then comics broke me. Half of them are morons. They
Like, you talking about me?
CJ is so like predictable.
With the Kirby's and the Canes and all that stuff, that was an industry being created, like being built. There wasn't like that was all happening. So a lot of that was just a lot of those bad reactions and like interactions had to occur for people to even know. You know what I mean?
What up to Dracula? And I am curious about how surprised Dracula was to find out who actual Van Helsing was.
Dracula got fucking staked.
He was talking about the whole day. He was in a vampiric state the whole day.
Because I'm pretty sure he didn't see that one coming.
I didn't.
He didn't trying to figure it out. He didn't even see it for a solid 10 seconds after it happened. He was just there in shock.
He literally was in a vampiric state. I was like, I was a little shocked too. I was very shocked actually because I kind of dismissed him.
I did too. I'll say that.
My eyes were focused on Beckerman, 100% on Beckerman. I was like,
it's a good candidate.
I did not think it was Mark.
I jumped into a few chats and I used ChatGPT to help me speak in Romanian. So I was the Romanian Vlad. And the only reason I did it is because he accused me of being Van Helsing one time. So I was like, fuck it, if you're going to accuse me.
At one point, he was accusing everybody.
That was the best part.
CJ wasn't helping either because he was trying to figure it out. And he was just like, I bet it's him. I bet it's him. Shit, I had no idea.
It was Marcus at one point, too.
I did, too. I thought it was Marcus.
Oh, I thought it was Marcus at one point.
Damien.
I thought it was Marcus.
Damien says what CJ has been saying is that Kirby got his money, but it's about credit. The documentary was pushing Stan Lee as the creator of all things, and that's not true. Stan Lee's a big deal.
He was right. Kirby got a huge chunk in courts that nobody knows about.
But again, the letter was not about money; it was about credit.
Quartz crystals.
Well, you know what? If it was for the credit, why wasn't that brought up in the courts? Why wasn't that part of the negotiation to the settlement?
Because
I'm telling you, it's about getting the credit to get more money down the line. I'm telling you,
that very well could be the case because his entire family is still living off of his work. They sell the Kirby boxes, they do stuff with his art and museums. Like his family is living off that last court case and what they can do with his estate still.
And I honestly say this, Neil Adam, for me personally, is a hero in that entire community.
There you go.
He's the man.
I was getting ready to jump down your throat, CJ. Good save.
We got Marvel Matt.
You gonna jump out. Neil Adams is a fucking man.
Hell yeah, he is.
Mark pulled off a legit supervillain move. Well done. Well done. Uh-oh, we got Marble Matt in the house. What up, Comics by the Bay? Good to see you, homie. Thanks for jumping in. It is bullshit with their multiple usernames. Get it together, people.
So, Marcus, you feel good that you didn't come to Heroes Con?
No, I feel like shit, dude. The biggest bummer for me, the biggest bummer is seeing the photos of Tylox at the cigar bar. I wanted to go back to that cigar bar and get drunk as fuck.
Oh my God.
And got roofied with Joe. That's where it happened.
Is that where it happened?
Yeah, that's where he fell out.
Well, did you watch the launch stream?
Uh-oh.
Did y'all watch the what?
The live stream?
Yeah.
I watched part of your live stream, but you guys were late and I had to get to bed. I had to work at 6 a.m. But I did watch some of it, yeah.
Whatever you watched, that was
watched
it.
part of it.
It's never coming back again.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll go back and watch the rest of it then.
Good luck finding it.
Oh, you got rid of it?
gone?
Why?
It's going. That's why I said if you watched it, you would have got to see a lot of shit that happened that night. But
Oh, I didn't know you were gonna delete it.
Damn,
I
I
didn't get to
missed-
see
I
all
missed-
of it. Okay, so the court agreement included adding Kirby's name to all the movies and other. So it was about credit as well.
Yeah, so it sounds like the Siegel-Schuster agreement. You can't have Superman's name, emblem, or associated characters.
Yeah, without.
Siegel-Schuster specifically stating with an agreement with the Siegel-Schuster families.
Yeah, it has to say that.
Mhm.
There's another one in DC Comics. I can't remember. I think it's with Sandman. But there's
That's how hard Neil Adams wrote for them. It's not even just created by, like, with special agreement with their entire bloodline. That's gangster.
other film.
Never enough feels, guys. Never enough.
every modern
Don't know
artist
why,
and
two.
writer should have a shrine to Neil Adams. That's all I'm saying.
All of them.
DJ, we have a special request from Actual Dracula. Can you put that live stream back up for us?
Right?
He wants to see him squatting because we got a lot of we got a lot of actual squatting.
There's a bush.
See, CJ already went back and watched it, and he deemed it unwatchable, and that's why we can't watch it.
No, we had an incident. That's why I had to pull it off. That's why.
What was the incident? Tell me about it.
none of your
Were
fucking
you in the
business?
bush?
Come on, CJ, you can't mention it and not give us some juice.
Well, I just told you there was an incident. If I tell you if it wasn't an incident, I would have told you what it was. But it was.
Are we talking about the Poke and Joe incident? Is that? Oh, okay. See, then we already have more details to that.
Yeah, but
I need to find.
I made
Yeah,
a
we were
point
talking about that
of
tonight.
making that publicly. That's why.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Actually, I respect that.
Yeah.
I am curious as fuck though. I am gonna go digging and find out more.
Well, you can go talk to him directly about it.
Did that get a straight answer?
I'm glad he's okay though. I mean, fuck, that's my guy.
Yeah.
All I'm saying, it was a scary. It was a night that was wild. It was nuts. It got really scary, and then it got weird. So there you go.
What really matters is two things. Joe's okay, and Dracula is one of the best people on this planet.
Damn right.
Drac came through big.
Yes.
Damn right.
Yes. On a whole nother level.
Go,
Respect.
Drac.
Respect.
Go,
to Drac.
Adrian.
Respect to Drac, man. Thank you for that. Thanks for taking care of my guy, man. Fuck me.
Damn
out,
right.
man. That's making my heart.
Should be like that for any of us, you know. If we were in that situation, I'd have all your.
That seriously gave me butterflies a little bit, man. Jeez.
And it's scary what happened.
I don't mind talking about it in more detail. Just it's not for.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
No, I feel you. I respect it for sure.
Exactly.
but there's
Yeah.
probably like 75% of the chat I wouldn't mind talking about it because they know him. Like just as well.
Most everybody
It
have a
isn't, this
good
isn't the
idea what
platform to do it on.
happened. Exactly.
All right, well,
If it's not something I discuss on Insomniac, you know I'm not discussing it anyway. So
well, do we any other discussions then before we do the promotion? Any other subjects?
you're not doing FOC, right?
I mean, no, we're done now. We're over.
Hey,
an
can
hour
I-
in, yeah.
Can I bring up two really cool books that were on FOC this past?
No.
No,
Abs-
no,
No, we don't do
Yes.
fucking
no, we
FOC.
don't do that here.
There's two, man.
No,
I'm
we
in
don't do
charge.
that.
What's up, Sky? What do you
We're
got?
down to the
I
deuce.
hate FOC.
God damn it, Scotty.
Ruining it.
We come here to keep him from
Don't
doing
listen to
FOC.
them. This is my
Oh.
show. What do you got?
Okay. We got two really good John Tyler Christopher covers that were up for pre-order. One for Blade 1 and one for Amazing Spider-Man 31, I think. And they're not showing the one for Amazing Spider-Man. You just have to blindly order it, but I suspect that it's going to be a really good one.
It'll be the return of Kamala Khan. Congrats.
I,
But it's going to be a John
Pushing
Tyler
in the
Christopher
background.
cover, though. And I already saw the Blade 1 cover, and it's dope. It's really good.
It's okay. If I
No,
recall,
it's
if it's the one
badass,
I'm
dude.
thinking
Yeah, I've
about,
seen the
The
Blade.
John
Blade
James
looks
cover
good.
for Blade 1 is badass.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Then am I tripping? Am I thinking of something else?
It's
Let me find this real quick.
That's 2 must pre-order books.
All right.
Dude,
Well, I will
You
definitely add
just
that on my look it
we
up
we,
list.
we told you we hate FOC. You did it anyway,
I don't know
and you
why,
didn't even have anything to show
Now
us.
you got them invested in looking at the variants.
You
I
at
am
least
all
use our
looking it up.
imagination. At least if you had something to show us, we're like, all right, let's see if it's imagination.
Oh shit!
No,
There
take it
you
off.
go.
We don't want to
There
see
you
it.
go.
keep in mind, all
Uh,
images are not final product.
You done said it.
Boom, babies,
I'll look at that. Okay, that's good. All right.
bagged and gagged.
That's what
Hey,
we need
found
to
that
do.
the other
That's
day.
what we need
Hey,
to do
wherever
to
you-
Scotty to keep him from talking about FOC books.
Where ask if they have a senior citizen
There it is.
discount on that book.
Why they got him built like a brick?
There
With
it
I
is.
think
skinny
it
arms.
looks. It looks weird to me.
Skinny ass
man.
arms.
It's dope, man. I love it. I think
What's
it's
wrong
good.
with
looks
his right
weird.
arm? Like the one that's up in the air.
I don't
Is
like
that his
that.
little hand?
And I prefer my blade to look like Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes or bust.
That's
Well,
going to be a hot
like
cover, though. That's going to be a hot one. And also, why are they not showing the? I can't figure out why they're not going to show the one for the Amazing Spider-Man, though.
Because they're still doing cash
He's
grabs.
not done with it.
Oh, you
Oh,
think
what the
that's
hell is
what
that
it
thing
is?
with the shark? Pull that shark thing up. What the hell is that? What is that?
First Venomized Jeff, the
Yeah,
land
that's
shark.
Jeff.
Jesus Christ. First Venomized Jeff the land shark.
I did not buy Jeff.
Did I just
don't
say
know.
those words out loud?
You did.
With Mark on that.
I did
shit.
first.
That just ruined it for me. If there was no title and no reason for that would have been a cool image.
If it
Now
wasn't
it's
a real character, but just a fun drawing, it'd be amazing.
No,
yeah,
it's a
exactly.
real
Now you
character.
told
It's
me
a
what
real
it is. I don't
character. And that one right there will be the last member that they pick up to go fight this like ultra verse Carnage.
Fuck me.
That shit's too much, man. That's too much.
Because they've already hinted at it. I've been reading that, the Extreme Venomverse. It's been all right.
No wonder why I rally
Too
for
much.
DC Comics. Jesus Christ.
They went
I
way too
agree.
far into right
When it
field.
comes to the comics, I agree with you. The comics are better, but the movies are
Movies are definitely lacking.
I don't know why
It's a
you don't
different
read more
thing.
indies. I'll be honest with you. You like good quality stories. Why don't you read more indies, man?
He does.
See, that's an easy answer. Like I love these characters, and I don't have time to read more indies. It's really that simple.
There's only so
There's-
much time.
I'm dropping DC titles off my pool list right now. The Dawn of DC stuff happening.
Stop it.
I dropped a super title. There's 6
Stop
out
it.
right now.
You dropped Superboy, didn't you?
I spent all afternoon trying to catch up just to get to this week's books. You know what I mean? I got kids and a life and the channel and the work, and I would read more if I could. It's really that simple.
Well,
I got multiples of reading stacks over here, man. I'm way behind.
I
So I
can't,
feel you on that.
stop
I got
following
stacks.
along. I care so much about the ongoing DC universe that I pick and choose the ones that I want to follow along that journey. Marvel, I'm so selective. You know, I have Punisher, Ghost Rider, and Ride or Die for Hulk, good, bad, or indifferent. And luckily, that new one tomorrow, Hulk #1 tomorrow. Don't miss it.
I'm
Disney's already got on
Philip
Maybe I
King
should do
Johnson
it.
is about to save yet another.
Yeah,
Some good
He
cover.
yeah, I probably should.
He saved Superman, now he's about to save Hulk.
I'm a Hulk fan myself, but don't hype it up too much. I don't want to get my
I will do
expectations
whatever
too
the
high.
fuck I want to, Jamie.
I don't want to get my
There's a cool.
expectations too high on
There's
that,
some
man.
cool variants for that.
Superboy's really good unofficial, but it's just too many titles for me, and I can read it on the Ultra thing if I really want to.
Did you drop Superboy?
Yeah, like I picked up issue
Yeah, I
1.
thought you would.
I didn't even add it to my pool list. I just grab it off the wall kind of thing. And Steelworks, I'll probably just read digital as well. But Action, Superman, John Kent, Superboy, those
I'm
are
on John
staying all
Kent.
day, every day. And Superman Lost by Christopher Priest. I'm not dropping that shit. Those are amazing.
No, I knew it was Superboy when you said you dropped the Superman title, but it's not because it's not good. It's just
John Kent, Superboy or Superman.
yeah, Superboy, Man of Tomorrow.
Peak.
Yeah,
it's great.
Adventure.
It just has the least amount of meat in that book. That's why I thought. I mean, there's not a whole lot of going on in Superboy.
Yeah, it's just
What up,
not needed.
Norman?
I got the whole story already. He went to go find a way to find himself, and he did it in space doing misadventures that won't account to anything in the long term. Got it. I'm up to
Yep.
date with that character for the next 4 months. I'm not saying that jokingly. I know what he's going to be doing, so I don't need to follow
Yeah.
to stay up to date. When he comes back to Earth and interacting and stuff, then I'll need to pay attention closer at that point.
Yeah, that's the space I'm at, Carrie, as I'm really trying to just tighten my lists and make sure that I'm buying what I really want and not playing the FOMO game of being feared and missing out on the new hot book, because I was really spanning a wide net into a lot of indie books.
This is story FOMO that I have, but
Me too.
I dip into
Yeah, that's
them.
what I mean. Though.
I kind of gauge where they're at, what they're doing, and that kind of holds me over, and I can pop back in. And I don't do that for most stuff, but these are mini series right now, anyways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, a lot of people get into it. They want to buy a book and have it increase in value, or they want to buy a book and really love. There's various reasons. There's various things that people get high on. What I get high on, for me, is the thought of being on the ground level of something big and a lot, like of being someone who bought Something Is Killing the Children on day one and was hooked on day one, and being able to say when it's on the big screen years later, I've been here since day one. That's the type of shit that I like. That hipster shit, I like that shit.
It's called
That's
clown.
the story with that stupid Void book, man. Everybody and their mother wants that stupid book, man.
Brand new shared universe. Brand new shared universe by some big people.
Yeah, but
That
it's not the first
second print, man.
appearance.
I'm looking
That's
forward to that DWJ. What up, Empire? Thanks for coming through, my
I
guy.
would
John
go
Stout, I
hard
don't
on
think
that
I
old
said what up
Marvel
to you.
stuff. Or that old IDW stuff I would even look into with the freaking Transformers.
Dude, Transformers is about to get better than it's ever been with Daniel Warren Johnson.
There's also a series called Revelations that they're all mixed up in. I don't know what the story is with that, but
It's not them crossing over for the first time. It's Image like caught IDW slipping and got the rights for the properties. So not only do they have the rights for the properties, and this was them announcing like for the first time in forever, these properties are switching company hands. It's now being handled by one of the big three, and they put Daniel Warren Johnson and Joshua Williamson on them. Those are both peak level creators. And then Image, it looks like they're bringing some of the boys with them. Like some of the names like associated with Joe and stuff. They're not leaving them high and dry. They're bringing like the artists and stuff along. Like big shout out to them for that.
hey, hold on. Didn't Image have a run with G.I. Joe before?
A lot of them IDW.
No,
I don't know if they had. I don't know if they have like miniseries or crossovers, or I don't know. But
I could have sworn
own
that
the
Image
rights.
had a run with G.I. Joe. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty confident that was the case.
Void,
Yeah, I don't
for context, if anyone doesn't know, Void Rivals will be 12 issues, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, the hype is real. Carrie's in on the hype. She thinks it's something big. I did not get me a copy, but now you started to make me feel a little FOMO about it. Maybe
Listen, the value
If you read-
I got 4 markets, right? Bank accounts padded enough.
The value of
I'm
$200
is
I'm hyped on it.
And that anything that fucker touches makes money. So,
I'm hyped on it for the writer, Lorenzo De Felici. Now, I mean, that's the guy that just did Chroma. I mean, you're talking about like before then, it was like, I'm drawing a blank. His big title before then was a Kirkman title. Him and Kirkman.
wait, isn't Kirkman going to be writing as well on this book, or am I
Both of
wrong?
them.
Oh, I thought
Both of them.
yeah.
And as far as I know, other writers and artists as well. It's because it's going to be a massive shared universe, and this is just the beginning, supposedly. Because you're talking about, I mean, with Kirkman alone, he's talking about bringing all of his properties. So you're talking about Walking Dead, Outcast, Super, like what was it? Superfire, or what's the
Firepower, terrible book.
Firepower. There we go.
Terrible book.
I mean, he's got a lot of different properties himself, and then you got Felici's different properties. Yeah, hell yeah.
Mark my words, Firepower is going to get optioned for something down the line.
Firepower would have already been optioned if it was.
You'll see.
That's my problem. That's my problem with Kirkman is he's like the James Patterson of comic books. He's not writing to write good comic books. He's writing to catch an option to get a story on
TV
television.
show. Yeah.
By the way, see,
Yeah, facing that Walking Dead money, and he's like, I need to do that again.
All right, so y'all want to see a shared universe that nobody's talking about, and I'll show you a secret like that not a lot of people are talking about.
I'm all
But do you-
over that. Dude,
Okay.
I'm all over it, bro.
Okay, so do you know what they introduced in the back of this? They just added Spawn.
I have all the variants for those too.
They just added Spawn, man. Look at that, boy. That's medieval Spawn right there in the massive verse.
Fan of that thing.
And Tyler confirms there was a G.I. Joe image. Invincible preview was in it. He says.
Nice.
And you're talking about we just got the the Rick Grimes 3000. That's high up on the list of stuff that's going to be in there. That's why they did that whole like short anthology. So if you have any of those, go back and look through those short stories, because all those short stories that are featured in those books are gonna make it in Void Rivals.
Exactly.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Y'all met one of the creators of the Massive Universe at Heroes, and like, yo, you want to check something out? And it was me and Rob, and he tried to sell us on the massive stuff that he has. And both of them like, yeah, we don't like it, bro. We don't.
I had to keep this quiet.
For the ride, we tried it. I'm like, I tried it out. We did this great turn.
I had to keep this quiet for so long.
Dude, then it got bad again, and then you pulled out the Hulk Buster Iron Man armor. I'm like, dude, what is happening here? And I know people like it, but it's just not for me. We're sorry. Like, we were
what up, JD?
Brutally honest to that poor guy.
I had to keep that quiet for so long, and it was just because I was reviewing Chroma and the other guy's book that nobody's talking about, with Lorenzo Di Felici, and he was so like I was the only person reviewing his comic, and at the end of that, if you read it, it talks about Void Rivals. He talks in detail, like a whole page, about what Void Rivals is going to be.
But
so he
wasn't mentioned in it.
No, he didn't mention those. Yeah, he didn't mention those. No, he couldn't.
Intentional kept secret in.
Yeah.
It shut down reorders and everything on it. They wanted it to roll out past FOC and try to keep it secret. Actually, which I think is cool. Like, if you've been riding with us, you order our book, you're in.
All I knew about like 2.5 months ago was just the whole Kirkman tie-in. But you're talking about just him alone was like 12 different genres of stories that we're going to tie into like the 3 properties that he has.
Hey Marcus, bro, I'm gonna have to hop off here.
All right, well, before you
I'll
do,
see you guys later, man. Y'all have a good night.
Hold on, before you jump off, do your spiel, man. What's going on your channel, man? Your shit.
Monday on Comic Book Addicts. Monday at 7:30, I'll have Frank from Frank's BS. He is a vintage toy collector, so we're gonna have a fun time. Some grown men playing with toys. Monday at 7:30. So
I got that.
It'll be fun.
I know that reference. Yeah.
See you guys later.
Thanks, guy. Thanks for jumping on, brother. I appreciate it,
man.
I'm following you bed too. I'll see y'all later, my guy.
Well, let's shut this shit down then. Do your spiel, though. What's going on?
There's a very special con footage packed video with a great story and amazing piece on David Warren Johnson that comes out tomorrow.
Oh, whose channel?
And then every Friday, community hangout, Legion of Comics. Be there or be square, guys. Sign up for the Legion. We are Legion. Thanks for jumping on, Mark. I appreciate you, man. Looking forward to more Heroes content, man. Hopefully, you guys got some more behind-the-scenes videos for me.
Yeah, I got CJ naked in a bush.
Beautiful.
But do you have Dracula squatting?
Yeah, right next to you in the bush. Yeah, I was wondering why you were naked for him to squat in the bush. It made no sense. I don't judge.
Well, I thought we were going to be talking about that.
I'll see y'all later.
Evil Mike. Thanks, Mark. Evil Mike, what's up, buddy? What you got going on?
Always reviews. So if you were curious about Void Rivals, that will be one of my next reviews that I've already done. I just got to finish some final touches. But I have some other hot books that just dropped, like Click, Click, Boom. Something Epic #2. There's a lot of hot stuff going on right now, just not the popular part.
I'm gonna have to check out that Something Epic stuff. I'm curious about it, man.
It's been pretty good. I want to say the beginning, it kind of feels like a one-person 8 million genies kind of thing.
Does it have anything to do with going back to the future?
What the premise is he has like a superpower, but what it is whatever he can imagine becomes reality. So like there are moments when he's watching a movie and like that, for instance, like, but these are just covers, but like there is like all kind of nostalgic stuff because as you read it, it's got like cartoon characters but I mean, we're talking about known comic, characters like Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z, boy, showing up in a comic.
The Vegeta, she's in there.
Y'all don't know about that? Y'all don't know about that?
I don't actually.
I learned
No,
about
but we're talking about it actually has like major cameos from like real world stuff. Sometimes it's just like a zombie from Night of the Dead, or it could be like a gargoyle from Disney's Gargoyles, or but there is all kind of like whatever he can imagine it becomes true. So that's kind of where it starts off. But I want to say it reminds me a little bit of Constantine. If you remember the girl's story about how she like was telling people she could see ghosts, nobody believed her, kind of one of those stories.
Oh, that's what's up, man. So definitely check out Evil's comics, and when you're doing your comic book community award nominations, definitely think of my man and consider throwing him in there. Thanks for jumping on, Mike. I appreciate you, man. And hopefully, God willing, I'll see you next year at Hero or at Planet Comic Con.
Maybe both. I don't know, because everybody's talking about Heroes Con again. So I don't know.
Kyle, you've been so quiet, brother. But I appreciate you jumping on, man. I really do love that you jump in, and I appreciate that you jump in, Kyle. What's going on with you, man?
Me and my sister one day we'll talk about it there and watch the new one.
The Quantumania one?
Yeah.
Early review. Did you like it?
It was, to me, it was 6 and a half.
Yeah, I think 7.5.
It wasn't good. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I liked it more than most, but it definitely didn't really hit like I wanted to. But I did think Kang was great. I did think he was really great.
And I'm still having DC lights. I just like changing up a little bit.
What night is that?
I don't know yet.
Okay, so to be determined, DC night. So that's what's up. So if you are not subbed to Kyle on YouTube, you absolutely should be subbed to my man. So definitely check
Your
him
ass
out.
is better go and sub his ass. That's it.
Yeah, definitely get in there and sub my dude, a great member of this community. And thank you, Kyle, man. I appreciate you hanging out with us tonight, man. Really appreciate it. Comic Journey, what's up, brother? What you got going on?
Oh, a lot of shit is gonna be dropping over the next couple weeks. Tons of shit.
Are you
Heroes
influencing
Con
anybody?
shit. We're gonna do a part 2 from the review of Heroes Con because we did part 1 yesterday and it was only 5 hours, so we need another like 10 hours to finish it off.
I would like to watch that other one. I did get to watch part of it though.
Well, I don't know. I got to be continued. Offline we could talk, but we got now that I'm officially back and nobody could hit me anymore. I'm gonna do my nominations for the CBC Awards live.
Ooh, nice.
It's gonna be good.
Looking forward to that.
I networked at Heroes Con, and I made connections, and I'm gonna have some serious influencers on the show.
Nice, love it. I love that show, man.
It's gonna be pretty good. It's going to be pretty good. I'm not saying it's great because I don't want to bring up everybody's expectations, but it's going to be pretty good. We're going to do that. Whole bunch of crazy shit's going to happen. Like I said,
so not dropping any names, any teasers. Can you give us any teasers for this?
I'll go mid-level. Templesmith, you know him?
Ben Templesmith, great artist. Yeah.
Probably have him on.
Nice, very nice.
Should be interesting.
That's one of Comic Tom's homies, right?
Yeah, but he's also, you know what he's done, right?
I know he's done a number of covers for Tom, but no,
he's done a lot of covers for Tom. But he also did 30 Days a Night. He did Mr. Wormsworth goes to Washington. He's done a lot of crazy shit. He's a good.
Cool.
He's a good artist. A really good artist. I'm gonna show off all. I'm gonna do a full blown look at me with all the bullshit I bought, and I bought a lot of crazy shit. So you're probably gonna want to see that because I got the most epic Jim Starlin artwork page that you probably ever seen in your life.
Oh,
You're gonna
really?
want to watch that. So how's that as a tease?
You got me ready, though. That's what's
You-
up.
You're gonna want to watch that. And one last thing I'm gonna tease that I'm gonna do that I think people will probably appreciate. I submitted my first CGC things, and while I was at the CGC booth, I sat down with Matt Nelson.
The drama.
I know.
Not the drama.
I sat down with Matt Nelson, and he reviewed and gave me a screening on video of my X-Men 1.
Oh, that's what's up. So we're gonna get to see that.
Yeah, you get to see that, and I'm also gonna use it for proof because if they come back with a different grade than what he said I'm gonna fuck him up. But I'm just saying, and I told him that. You know,
That's what's up. I'm sure he was scared. That's what's up, man. That's what's
Well,
up.
he-
So if you're not subbed to Comic Journey on YouTube, you should be subbed in. I really enjoy his Influence series where he talks to members of this community, some of the bigger members, some of the bigger influencers, and it's been really some interesting conversations that I've really enjoyed it, including just the participation from the chat. I mean, being there in the live chat is a lot of fun. So I highly recommend you guys plug in and put your notifications on for that.
Oh, and I'll give everybody an update. My latest appeal to YouTube has been rejected again. So there you go.
For
Still on
monetization, you mean?
Yep. And
Yeah.
and they still want me to take down more content. So there you go.
Well, you kind of made it your thing to use copyright stuff.
So I'm still going to war with them.
Well, good luck with that, buddy. I'm sure you'll win. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
no
sure.
question.
Yeah. I'm going to
Yeah,
beat the
you-
Google. Yeah. Everybody's going to beat the Google. Yeah.
Come on. Well, thank you to everybody that jumped in this week. I always appreciate it, man. You never know who's going to be here, and it's always nice when the homies are here to hang out and make sure that I don't ever talk about the FOC this week. So if you were looking for that, sorry, go look yourself and go
No
over
FOC.
it yourself.
No FOC.
Maybe next week, guys. Maybe next
No.
week. So
No.
Hey, Marcus, what's going on your channel?
what's going on my channel? The same old stuff, FOC and chill every Tuesday night. I am still looking for comic book story time tellers. So if you are interested, you have a story to tell, an argument you want to make about that comic book story, I want to help you with graphics and we'll put this thing together and give it to the masses in a digestible way. I really enjoy the collaboration process of that. So I know my next one I need to do is going to be with Beckerman. I've got to set up a time to record with him. And I've got another one with Sleepy Reader that I've really got to hit him up and try and schedule something with him. But if you are interested, hit me up, let me know, because I haven't done one in a while and I need to get one done so I can keep this thing going because I really want to continue highlighting members of this community. So thank you, Kyle, for asking me that, giving me a chance to talk about that because I do need storytellers. We need to kick that thing back up. But that's all I got this week. Thank you to everybody that jumped in. Thank you to the chat that was popping tonight. I appreciate you guys so much, man, every week. And until next time, guys, this has been FOC and